Broadcasting live from the mixed up worlds of Hyrule and Zebes, this is the Link to the Past Super Metroid Combo Randomizer Co-op Tournament. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Poptastic. Joining me today on commentary is Jagger G, and we are already underway. How's it going? Okay. Jagger, I don't know if you say anything, but I can't hear you.
How's it going? I am here, and also I have push to talk enabled.
Good times.
Yeah, I was just finishing up a seed myself. Wasn't able to finish it. Took a long time, but that's why these players have a co-op partner, isn't that right?
Absolutely. Works out a lot better that way. So we have the team No Shields versus Team Link Squared. I'm guessing by the names that Link Squared is the team with two links on it.
Yeah, that is correct.
And as I suspected, we did have both of our runners, or both of our teams, decide to split off in a sort of SM versus Link to the Past manner, because there's only two spots that are in logic at the very beginning of Link to the Past, or of Super Metroid within Super Metroid. The rest of it's all in Link to the Past. This is using the hard logic, so I don't know. I'm not as familiar with that, but I do know some of the things that are in logic. For example, the ceiling there in Blue Grin Star is in logic, which it wouldn't be in normal.
And that dreaded CWJ, which everyone can do, right?
I don't know what the heck you're talking about. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I do know what you're talking about, and it happened to me on Restream once, and I spent 2 hours trying to do it. It was glorious. Anyway.
And you did it.
Yeah, eventually. Anyway, so interestingly enough, we got so over on No Shield side, we had a trip over to Sahasrah's closet real quick. Got some power bombs and stuff there. Energy tank in the back of the tavern. I'm always looking for more energy tanks at the early part of the game. You really don't want to be stuck on low energy trying to do hell runs and things like that. If you can help it.
And even just like some of the tougher areas can hit really hard, and it's just surviving. Like the Fantoon fight is pretty critical for actually, beating Fantoon.
Yeah, it does help to, have enough health to either take the hits or, have enough skill to dodge them. Which I've never had that, so the health is very helpful.
Definitely. And there's some mega side hoppers in Blue Grin Star as well that could really ruin runs if you just take an untimely death when you're not expecting.
Oh yeah, they hit like a truck for no particular reason.
So in the meantime, we got some flippers over in Blind's Hut.
Yeah, we had flippers in Blind's Hut. Looks like we had a book in the...
I thought I saw a book.
Mini Moldorm Cave, and I just saw the Moon Pearl, very important item, inside the Chicken Hut.
Oh, wow.
For Ridley. So there's one of our balls.
Yeah, that's very important for later on in the game. We kind of hope not to see Dark World... Well, a lot of players hope not to see Dark World access so early, because when there's just so much of the world open, you tend to get decision paralysis, huh?
And trust me, with there being a good, 300 some odd item locations in this, there's a lot of decisions to be made.
But thankfully, in a co-op tournament, our players are going to be making fewer decisions as they're going to be splitting them up amongst each other. You may have noticed 64-bit Link went into Blind's Hut and just didn't open the back. It's because their partner, Link Force Zero, had just done it and had told them there's nothing back there.
They're like,
Glove in the
get
well.
the flippers, get the peeps, get the super missiles, and get the heck out. Ain't nobody need them 10 arrows.
You know, I kind of like this format because on the one hand, it makes all teams pretty much quicker. So we're going to have faster finish times on average. But at the same time, because you have two players doing different things, if one player just totally god routes it and finds all of the progression, they're still going to have the other player who didn't. So that's kind of going to like even out make some closer races on average, I think.
It looks like we found an ether medallion there in the back of Escape, and I didn't see the first two chests, but we're about to see that again here from Ridley, so in case I derp it up again. Nothing really important there, other than ether.
Yeah.
Now, one possibility that our runners could make here is with that glove. I don't know if Team No Shields has that glove yet, but they should soon. But with that glove, one of them could go ahead and try to just go up Death Mountain and maybe like try to sneak into Upper Norfair or something. Just see what. There's not a whole ton you can do there, but there's a couple things you can look at.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely one of the easier dark rooms to do. Although the current version of the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer does not include any glitches in the Zelda side whatsoever. They do have hard logic enabled, so a lot of tricks will be required in Super Metroid, but none in A Link to the Past.
So if I'm not mistaken, we don't even have the thing where like the fire rod can give you rooms with torches in it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Even just lighting torches to see in dark rooms isn't really a factor in the logic side, but the players can pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah, and you would definitely skip. You would definitely feel perfectly fine skipping out on some checks that way. Though I imagine our runners probably won't want to stray too far out of logic until that morph ball comes up. The morph ball, you don't want to just skip around it somehow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's basically Super Metroid's combo.
That's the other ball we need. We've got the morph ball and the moon pearl. Both unlock an absurd number of checks.
Although I'm not entirely sure how many power bombs they have, but power bomb, like ammunition management, can be a real thing in co-op when players aren't necessarily sharing info on minor items like that, but they can definitely make a big difference early on for sure.
I know of at least two power bombs that we found. One in Blind's hut, and I think one in the back of Sazral's closet.
I feel like 2 would be just barely enough to do what you want to do in Super Metroid, but it sure would be nice to have more. But you'll probably find them along the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the game puts gauntlet logic with 10, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know that fire rod we were talking about a minute ago?
Yeah.
It's kind of sitting there in Eastern Palace.
That's a really good find. might not be critical right now, but it is also a weapon that maybe they could take into Hyrule Castle if they want to.
And we see the first instance, at least that I've seen, of the Houlihan room, which is a play that I definitely tend to make in SMZ3, just because the distribution of rupees can be quite a bit smaller.
Maybe. I personally still am not a fan of the Houlihan play, unless it's Key Sanity. Key Sanity can place keys in the overworld as well, so you may have to dungeon dive to get nearly enough money for Zora, but in this, I tend to never have trouble with money. Like, I usually do Zora like 20 minutes in and it's fine.
I do that in Link to the Past, Key Sanity. So the fact that we've got, Super Metroid items taking the place of what are normally rupees, that's enough to make me want to do it. But
yeah, it's understandable. It's a common play.
Super conservative with that sort of thing.
There's our morph ball.
Aha.
Now that can full clear Super Metroid, just about.
Yeah, just about. I mean, we say that.
Yeah, it's funny. I joked about that in Super Metroid players chat once, and there's like, no, I'm not even close to go mode. I still need like Ice Beam. I need some kind of maybe Space Jump or bombs. I need like all this ammunition or Charge Beam. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, I guess it wasn't that funny. Wah, wah.
All right. So 64-bit Link taking that morph ball to the bomb spot here. Always nice to go to when you don't have bombs. And speaking of bombs, we got some power bombs. So that's enough. That takes us up to 15.
That's a nice, comfy amount. And it also unlocks, with 10 missiles and 10 super missiles, it unlocks the ability to Crystal Flash, which will allow them to recover health along the way if they need to, which is basically doubling their health.
Flip heal with some very, very nice gauntlet wall jumps there.
I'm getting some more on 64-bit Link.
Now that's something I learned how to do.
It's a pretty tricky one, but it helps a lot to know that you can extend your wall jump quite a ways away from the wall. I want to say 9 pixels, maybe 7 pixels away, but also you have a certain time frame after turning with which you can wall jump as well.
Flip heel getting grabbed there. Do not want to touch this acid. It is nasty.
Yeah, I believe it said 80 damage per second in the acid.
Something like that. And something tells me it's 60, but that's just because I think it's 1 damage per frame.
That would make sense.
And there we go. So we are having a few technical issues with the tracker. We'll try to keep you apprised of what items are available. And the 2 side items here in the gauntlet, not terribly necessary, but 300 rupees I wouldn't say no to. Also just reinforcing that I know how to do that, because that's a non-trivial thing to get both of those at the same time.
Yeah. Basically lining up with that little crack in the floor, like right in the center, and just drop on down.
Yeah, it looks like you had the right of it for the money this time. Not going to be a problem for anybody.
So we're coming up on another trick on 64-bit Link's side. Link Force also taking a handy-dandy death warp. But 64-bit Link is going to roll very, very fast under these gates. And normally you can roll much... You can't roll very much faster than walking speed, but...
Whoa!
Oh, wow. Got plasma and mirror.
Yes, please. So I call the early supers room, in my opinion, in my brain, this equates to the Super Metroid hype cave. And
yeah,
so,
that makes a lot of sense.
5 items in the same place. I'm like, yep, this is living up.
And it's so frequently value as well.
Especially in hard logic.
So the way 64-bit Link was able to accomplish that is by running and then jumping and then holding the jump button, and then right before hitting the ground, they morphed, and during the morph animation, you don't bounce with the morph ball. And if you don't bounce, then you don't lose the speed from running. So you just continue rolling at very fast speed underneath the gates.
That is a trick that the world has dubbed the mock ball trick. There are different ways to spell that. So I did just see 64-bit Link accidentally fall down in the Edekun's area there. Took a death as well. That's unfortunate.
But they know where the value is at least, and they... I don't think there was anything in Gauntlet, so they don't.
You don't need to go back through Gauntlet.
Yeah. Don't have to risk that. Don't have to do the wall jumps. It's okay.
And Super's behind the Super Missile door there toward the Edekuns, which I'd be perfectly happy picking up. Let's be fair. When I'm playing this game, give me every Super Missile ever.
Yeah.
I'll take all of them.
I just fought Ridley today with 20 supers, and it didn't go very well.
Did you at least have charge?
No, I did not.
You just had to use regular missiles and power bombs?
Yeah, I had 65 missiles and 20 regulars, which means I had to basically not miss any supers, or else I would have to use power bombs, and power bombs didn't go so well for me.
Yeah.
Behaves pretty erratically when you use them.
Yeah, and it's not even close to the damage that a super does.
Nah. You can get double hits with power bombs, but even then, I don't think it's as much as the super.
I think Peeps is 200 Kane there, and supers are 6.
We got King of Samaria on Desert Ledge,
nice.
Yep.
Well, we got a couple of people going to pick that up right now, Link Force and Ridley as well.
King of Samaria has gotten significantly buffed since in the last couple years, since we found out about some particularly nice glitches in especially in Ice Palace and Swamp to help really break.
Let's be fair, Ice Palace and Swamp Palace were the 2 dungeons that sucked the most. And that just made them so much better.
Mm-hmm. I actually like Swamp Palace now, and Ice also exists.
It's like I'm less opposed to Ice and Swamp now that those exist.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if I don't have the cane, I'm very opposed to it, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get some Spore Spawn, Skip.
Do Do you ever kind of feel bad about the people who learned the Ice Palace bomb jump right before the icebreaker was found?
No, it's still useful.
Sure.
Like, you may have to go in there without Kane, especially in cross keep.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is the other big tournament that's going on right now, basically. Also, I believe that the two teams' names should be swapped on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get some wave gate skip, blue gate glitch, sort of thing. Very nice.
Although it's true, neither player on the right side has a shield, but neither player on the left side is linked. So,
well, 64-bit Link actually picked up a shield just now, which is what made me think of it.
That's unfortunate for so many reasons.
But I believe if you look closely when you see Flip Heel, he did his best to try to get out of the way of that shield. I'm not sure if he did, but he tried.
Yeah, so a lot of higher end A Link to the Past players typically avoid grabbing a shield because it actually passively produces lag in some areas, and just like really unnoticeable amounts. But if you don't have to have
sword for Flip Heel here in the just west of Morph Ball. What is that item called?
Blue Brinstar Power Bombs, I think.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go with that.
Ooh, a lamp at the first missiles.
That's very nice. That's gonna put the old man check in logic. Give them even more reason to go up Death Mountain right now. Although, yeah, they do have the mirror as well, so they could check Hera.
That E-Tank, I believe, is vanilla. There's another Master Sword there. So 2 swords right off the bat here in Blue Brinstar. And we're heading over to Billy Mays for Flip Heel. Meanwhile, Link Force takes care of Lanmo and picks up the green pendant, which, I mean, we do have that going for us. Yeah, so the gloves were in the well.
64-bit Link doing another potentially required trick. Not today, but did manage to get that check without wave beam. Normally, you're supposed to shoot the beam through the gate to hit the button on the other side. But in this particular case, if you have the gate off screen, it just won't interact with the super missile, and the super missile will hit the button just before it despawns if you're in exactly the right X pixel.
It's a very precise setup. Oh my, are we about to see a thing?
Oh boy. Nope.
Okay, no, he's just going for the thing. First of all, it looks like Ridley actually has high jump boots, and pretty sure you want to turn those off for CWJ.
Yeah.
So anyways, I have a dumb story about that wave gate. First time I played a seed that had hard logic on it, because I didn't really know how to do it. I think it logically still requires high jump boots in this, doesn't it?
I'm not sure, to be honest. The
Like,
without high jump boots, without high jump, there's a pretty easy-ish setup.
Yeah. Like, it's doable. It's just, I think logic says otherwise. But it doesn't really matter. But I didn't know how to do that.
It's free
So
with high jump, though.
what I did was I beat Mother Brain.
All right. There you go.
It came there with the hyper beam. It just worked. Anyway.
Whatever works, right?
Yep. I believe it had the ice rod or something. It was dumb. Anyway.
Okay, we're getting a death warp out of Link Force and taking an intentional bomb to the face to put themselves back at the start of the castle, where they just cleaned up the first part of escape, and they're heading on into the Dark Cross area with their fire rod.
Yep. Now we know that the lamp is available, so, and in fact, well, no, it's Flip Heel that has the lamp. But the lamp is known to be available to some people anyway. So this is in logic, even if Team Link Square doesn't know that it's in logic.
Just getting through the hardest room in Dark Escape with the ease of being able to actually see. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 3 swords now for Flip Heel. So 2 of them in Blue Brinstar, which is fun. But with 2 swords being required to complete this seed, I imagine at some point everyone will be taking a trip to Blue Brinstar.
Over on 64-bit Link's side, I see they're in Upper Norfair right now, and they have 4 E-Tanks in a reserve. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's enough for the logic to require a Hell Run to Ice Beam.
Gross. Oh, I thought that was enough to go to Bubble Mountain.
It is, but I don't think that's... I think that logically requires 7, I want to say, in combo rando. It's fewer in the standalone Super Metroid
maybe
harder logic.
The original. Yeah. But yeah, 64-bit Link is trying to do the mock ball here to get to Ice Beam, having a little trouble with it. Probably gonna give it another go from the door.
Really only gonna get one more go with that single power bomb.
Ooh. Yeah, might wanna... Yeah, he's going to take a save, I guess.
Or just farm some power bombs first and then save. That's smart.
Oh yeah, I guess that works. I keep forgetting there are like these frogs here that almost always drop power bombs here.
Yep.
It's not always, it's almost always, but it's like 98% or something.
Something like that. I want to say 99.5.
For some reason my brain thinks it's like 99.2 or something.
Probably.
There's an 8 or a 2 in there somewhere.
And throw in a 9er for good measure.
So speaking of throwing things in for good measure, Flip Heel is throwing pots inside Aga Tower. I did not really expect the Aga Tower play, but it does seem
Yeah.
a thing that is occurring.
This is the thing that's happening. This will get them access to the Dark World. They can logically get to Pod and Catfish and not much further. But that is a lot of... That's 7 items in total.
Yep. And of course there's the... Oh, yeah, you were counting that. You just didn't say it out loud. Oh, hello! That's a Titan's mitt. Sitting there at the wall. 64-bit Link is resetting because getting back up that room sucks.
One of our trackers brings up a point. It may potentially give them access to Meridia as well with the flippers. Although...
Oh, yeah.
They would need, I guess... They would need, like, high jump and grapple or something, wouldn't they? Well...
Something like that.
Well, I don't know. I think they could get Batoon's item, maybe.
Maybe. This, I don't know what this room is called. All I know is it sucks. There's a Titan's Minutes.
Crumble Shaft, or Crumble Tower or something.
I hate it.
You can kind of buffer jumps off of the crumble blocks, but it's not exactly free. And if you fail it, well, good luck getting back up. Especially when taking constant heat damage.
Alright, so 64-bit Link has those Titan's Mitts now. SP Ridley will be heading down toward Red Tower here.
So that Titan's Mitts probably going to help him out quite a... Oh, we got a nice long map check on the left side. We got red crystals on Pod and Swamp, and pendants in Thieves Town and Skull Woods, look like.
Mm-hmm. We already know that the other pendant was at Desert Palace, so we have our crystals cut out for us, folks. And there's a super missile for 64-bit Link on the over near Kraid. Might get some Kraid here in a second. And that was a Spazer shovel, or a shovel Spazer. Shoveler? I shovel well? I don't know. Anyway.
Something like that.
I think we can say that the Aga 1's probably not required because we found those Titan's Mitts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice for Team Link squared on the right side. It's probably gonna offset the those minor deaths they took early on. That'll be nice for them.
So for those of us who have no idea what the heck is going on, you may be wondering why you're seeing two different games at the same time. That's because these two games have been sort of linked together. All of the items throughout the games, the 100 items in Super Metroid and the 216 within Link to the Past, have been placed randomly throughout the two games with some restrictions. Dungeon items are going to stay in dungeons, etc. And there are a few ways to transition between the two games. There are 4 sets of doors that go from one game to another, either in, say, the overworld of Link to the Past or in various doors which are generally not useful in Super Metroid otherwise. And we could tell you about all of them over time, but it's a bit of a process. Very nice for Ridley on the quick kill there. Taking care of that mess.
Does that count as a team kill?
Maybe. Oh yeah, Ridley. Okay. It took me the hottest of minutes to get that one.
I'll be here all night, whether you like it or not.
Oh boy. But one of the things you may, like, for example, you just saw 16-bit Link walk into a door in Upper Norfair and end up on Death Mountain in Link's Past. So that's one of the possible entrances. Flip is taking care of Pod here. Pod being Palace of Darkness, and for those of you unfamiliar with the logic of Palace of Darkness, before you get to any of the real items, you're going to see a lot of small keys. Yeah, you got to get both of them. If this is scored like any other co-op tournament I've seen, it's either based on the average finish time of the runners or the total finish time of the runners.
It's going to be the second person on the team, the last person on the team to finish is their final time.
Oh, okay. So that's slightly different than any other version of this I've seen. Cool.
Nice thing about it is that the whoever's in the lead can just go on ahead and continue checking things just to make things a little bit faster for their teammate.
Mm-hmm. Seems good. I think I like that one a little better too. And you can't just have one god route carry the team. Though it would still help.
It would, yeah.
Alright, getting that map check again. We see again 5-6 on Pod Swamp. So as far as Swamp goes,
it's in logic, but it's a pendant. Or not all of it, but
the Swamp is a crystal. It was the 5-6.
Oh, yeah. Because I said it, I assumed it was useless. Whoops.
But there's only one check in logic for Swamp right now, without the hammer.
That's right.
Ain't nobody wants to go to Swamp without a hammer.
And it's certainly not going to have the hammer.
Yeah, that's never happened before. It's absolutely happened before.
Sure has.
And it is, as they say, gross. Speaking of gross, Flip Heel has done the right-hand side of Pod without a bow and without a bottle, so I'm assuming you pulled off a mimic clip.
Certainly did, yeah. That was a pretty tricky trick. That's basically you can clip mimics by moving them one frame into the wall and then changing their direction so they don't get pushed out.
Yeah, I've seen some people who can do it unbuffered. I have no idea how, but it works.
It's insane.
Oof. 64-bit Link is trying to set up the bomb jump to the big chest in Hera and takes the double fall.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate. There's a kind of a setup you can do if you have a sword. You can charge your sword up, and as you kind of touch the pit and start to slip in, you release your sword, which won't release the sword. But then you scramble back onto safe ground, and you'll finally release the sword on the first frame you're on. You're no longer falling, and that'll put you on the farthest possible pixel.
Yeah, and it looked like that's what 64-bit Link was trying to do. He just got bodied by a mini Moldorn.
Interestingly, like when people are learning it for the first time, they kind of inch forward and then they find out that apparently it's it's actually harder if you're trying to inch closer and closer. It seems like you fall in sooner when you do that. But if you just kind of like walk back at full speed, which is 1 pixel per frame, but I mean, like not stutter or anything, you just walk back and then just go for it, then you get it pretty frequently.
All right, so 64-bit Link is currently fighting Moldorm with the intended equipment, which is
gross.
Yeah, very, very gross.
Moldorm and then Molas are pretty terrible with fighter.
Oh yeah, agreed. Though at least for Landmo here, we'd have the fire rod.
Yeah. It's been quite some time since I fought land Molas without a rod. Unfortunately, without hammer or hookshot, they're unable to do East Death Mountain right now. Oh, and even more unfortunate, Dead Rocks exist, and they can block paths quite quickly.
Apparently, 64-bit Link picked up Gravity Suit.
As did Ridley. I forget where that was.
Must have been here. Oh, Old Man.
Old Man. Oh, nice.
Cool, cool, cool. So that is an in-logic Gravity Suit with the lamp being available. And so, you know, speaking of Meridia from earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have high jump, but with Gravity Suit, they don't really need it. There are some pretty neat shenanigans you can do with physics in Super Metroid, including just jumping with Gravity Suit and then turning it off to sail like way high up in the water.
Yeah, Gravity Jump is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen, and it's fun. And it's not even that hard.
Basically, the way jumping works in the game is that when you jump, it sets your vertical speed, and that's different depending on whether you have Gravity Suit or not in the water. But the water physics also kind of dramatically decrease the inertia. So if you're like moving at high speed, you slow down really gradually. Whereas if you're at a standstill, kind of, you won't get much speed at all.
And I guess when you go back to the power suit, the rate of change goes down so low that you just fly off to nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Because you had already gotten the jump speed from Gravity Suit, it just changes to the inertia of power suit.
Well, I like it. I picked up some super missiles at Mama Turtle, and that's about it for now. Now, I don't think we have a way that I know of to get to Bod Woon from here, but we can go to the sand pits and stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, Baton would need Ice Beam, or Speed Booster. I like how Ice Beam was the first one I thought of, being the hard logic requirement.
Yeah.
But there is also another path through Dark Lake Hylia.
Yeah, and that's perfectly in logic right now.
It would be a long trip for Team Link Squared on the right side without their Aghanim defeated. They're gonna have to take the mitts over to Village of Outcasts to get all the way, walk all the way across the map to get to Meridia.
I mean, but I'd take that over having to do agate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There are a lot of checks on the way as well, so it's probably worth. More supers, won't say no to that. And Flip Heel side, I'm about to find out whether or not they're interested in taking Creative Prom.
So, I really, I don't like to make fun of anybody for not getting this trick because I've only gotten it once in my life. So.
I'll try to understand it one day. It's kind of an inconsistent one for a lot of people.
Well, I understand what makes it work. I'm just bad at executing it. But that, looks like Flip Heel is also going to have to go to the full fight here.
Yeah, so there are a handful of pixels that you could use to line yourself up to help get the timing for the shots better. And I don't fully know like how those work specifically. It's kind of on a case-by-case basis. Some of them help for just nailing the missile shots. Some of them are better for the supers, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll look up a tutorial one day. Which there are a lot of tutorials for Super Metroid.
Today I looked up a tutorial on what ostensibly should be one of the most simple tricks, which is just the moonfall trick. And I realized that I'd been missing an entire step the whole time.
Mm-hmm. That'll happen.
Apparently you have to angle up or down or it doesn't work.
It helps. You have to do a single frame jump, which holding angle up or angle down will just kill your jump after the first frame. You could technically do it without it, but it's just so much less consistent.
Alright, looks like Link Force will be heading into the back of Skull Woods here. This rate might be making a pedestal play.
Do they have the book, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get to see. We'll get to be very disappointed. Or thrilled. Stay tuned to find out which.
I mean, we actually have access to completing all 3 of the pendant dungeons right now.
Yeah, that's kind of some dangerous thoughts. And there are still quite a few items that are left to find.
It looks like 64-bit Link's going to try to do a snail clip here.
It's definitely too high there.
Definitely too high after it moved.
Too low there now. And thankfully, you can just reset the room and get a fairly quick retry. This unfortunately is in logic for them right now.
So there's the 4th sword.
Oh.
on the actual pedestal, so vanilla pedestal. So remember when I said that our runners will most likely be taking a trip to the Blue Brinstar before this is all over?
And there's Bo in the left sandpit.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, Blue Brinstar is definitely going to be a sword they're going to want.
Yeah, there's 2 swords there in Blue Brinstar.
That's right.
So you're going to want to get, at least one of those, unless you really want to go for all 3 pendants.
64-bit Link's having a bit of trouble. It's getting the snail a bit too high and also kind of jumping against the wall, which kind of faces you away from the snail a little bit. Oh, that looked like a good position. They might not know the exact pixel it has to be on. I believe it's a pixel perfect position, right?
I believe so. It's kind of similar to like the ice clips and stuff you do, right? You get kind of wedged in there and then just get up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Well, I guess some clips are. I think ice clips have something special about them as well.
Yeah.
Like the one to get to Batuon is a bit different in that you can. It just lets you stand up for some reason. There's also a Puyo clip to get to the spring ball item behind check tool. That one is much closer to this.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. That one is actually pixel perfect, if I'm not mistaken.
Although if you do have gravity, I believe there are some cases where you could use that to force yourself to stand up through the ceiling. But it's it's a much higher. Oh, come on. Oh no. That would have worked, except they accidentally morphed in the thing.
Aw, man.
I wonder if they could have bomb jumped and unmorphed.
Alright, so SP Ridley going in right after Flip Heel to pick up these Titan's mitts. Pulls it off. And yeah, as you're going with those crumble blocks, you can absolutely start holding the jump button a little before you actually hit the platform, and you'll still jump as soon as you hit it. That's what they're talking about with that buffered jump. Right, Link Force now going into, or opening at least, Thieves Town, which would make the 3rd pendant for Link Force. Which is weird because Link Force has all 3 of the other swords right now.
It'll make it easier to get them their last sword. He's mastering using it.
Alright. Can he have it?
She will soon.
She, right, yeah. Sorry. I apologize. I know that the proper pronoun for Link Force is she, but the name is Link, and so my brain has to adjust. I'm not trying to be wrong here.
We'll have to ask later if she's okay with being called Linkle to assist in the confusion.
I love it. But yeah, the gravity suit, of course, giving our runners a much less annoying way to get over to wrecked ship. You could just gravity jump out of there instead of having to do CWJ. And it looks like we found silver arrows at the ocean missiles.
Those are nice, especially since I know where Bo is.
Mm-hmm. Ridley finding the last sword.
Also having a
Wow.
good chuckle there.
Bombos medallion there inside the one available item in wrecked ship. Interestingly enough, you saw Flip Heel jumping over those spikes as you go through. Those spikes don't actually hurt you while the ship is off. Now, they'll slow you down, so that's why you jump over them. But they don't hurt.
Yeah, kind of like a bed of spikes. You could lay right on it and it's fine. Until they start moving.
Pressure. Yeah.
Which I still don't recommend, but
Yeah.
you could.
All right, fan tune time for Flip Heel. This can be one of the more difficult fights if you're on low percent, but here with gravity suit and a fair amount of missiles, I don't think this is going to be a problem. What do you think?
Yeah. Taking what, 10 damage per hit? It looks like.
Yeah, gravity suit is very, very protective here. Whereas with power suit, I think you're taking 40 per hit.
Yep.
If you're on low tanks, that can be pretty obnoxious. Like, I know that the any percent speed run, I think it does it on like one tank, maybe two.
Yeah, typically speedrunners will die to fan tune over and over.
Yeah. This fan tune is getting very close to dead. I don't know if it's quite in super missile range, but it's close.
And there it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, interestingly, it can't die until it's on screen, so sometimes you'll shoot it like as it's flying off and it'll just
You're like, I could have
kind
swore
of fake
that
you
was
out.
low enough. Just comes back on screen. Oh, never mind, it is dead. It's like how Ridley can die and you don't know it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, just stop antagonizing Ridley for a minute. Alright, 64-bit Link climbing back up into Meridia here, probably going to the other sandpit, I guess, which I believe is where we know the bow is.
Bow was left side, I believe, and looks like
I think he went down right, but I could be
Okay.
making that up. Maybe he went down left.
Okay.
No, he has the bow. What am I talking about? I'm dumb. I am very dumb. There's this thing called a tracker, and it's actually on the screen. And we got these people who are whose specific job is to keep up with this, and they're doing an excellent specific job of this. And I'm just not paying attention.
Oh, and I just noticed, chat has noticed that Varia is apparently on Bomble's medallion. So Link Force has that now.
Cool. Quite literally in some cases.
And also, like, on their way out, they were checking Cave 73, and it's living up to its name today. And hook shot over in Wreck Ship.
Mm-hmm. One hook shot available. That's very important. You definitely need that for Swamp Palace. Most runners will want that for Ganon's Tower as well. A few other places might find a useful hookshot cave, that sort of thing. I don't know how many hoverers we have here.
I haven't learned hovering. I'm not sure I even want to on emulator with the Xbox
Yeah,
controller.
it's not great on emulator, but I would say I find it easier to do than CWJ.
Well, no.
But yeah, I'm not opposed to picking up a spring ball there.
Oh yeah, I love Spring Ball.
Oh, space jump! Hello,
Wow.
space jump at Spiky Room of Spiky Death.
Which means they're not going to be resetting to get back to the save station faster.
Yeah, definitely not.
I
It's
suppose
like-
they could with high jump, but Lower
like
Norfair is kind of
when
tricky
the
without
game
it.
when the game hands you space jump, you take space jump, especially because there is one item that actually requires it.
True.
Oh, hello, we got a mushroom over here by Dragon. And speaking of Dragon,
It's a nice place for it. Such a dank area.
fair enough. That does seem like the sort of place you might see mushrooms growing, depending on the species.
Probably not that species, but close enough.
All right, we got a Dragon fight happening here, using super missiles here. We do want to keep in mind that Link Force does not have any of the like really special ways of dealing with Dragon available to her.
Yeah.
No charge beam for the charge beam plasma strats, no grapple beam for the wall, but takes care of it with the 20 super missiles, no problem.
Even Speed Booster would be great.
Oh yeah. I learned the other day that short charging is not impossible.
Yeah, it's
People think it is, but it almost isn't impossible. Almost.
Is that particular room that Dragon was in is it requires, I believe, just like a single tap short charge, so you can just delay holding the run button and you should have just enough space to charge it.
All right, so we got a Spazer from Dragon. Not terribly necessary, because we know what Plasma is. Generally, Plasma is going to trump Spazer. But we're still pretty good on that one.
There may be fringe cases where you just want to shoot a block and it's nice to have Spazer.
But yeah, so Space Jump that we found a minute ago. When I think of Space Jump, I think of it as the magic powder of this game, because it's required for exactly one item, and it makes everything else so much easier.
Yeah, that's true. Movement is effectively the same as safety in this game.
True facts. It looks like Link Force probably heading over toward the plasma beam check here.
All right, and with that check in the upper wreck ship, Flip Heel is basically full cleared it. They didn't find anything besides hookshot, I believe. So,
Well, hookshot and space
Ridley
jump.
and space jump. Okay, fair enough. But
There's gonna be something before GT. Let me tell you.
And Bombos and Wave? But there's a chance Ridley probably just is going to get to skip Attic entirely and just take the fast way out of Wreck Ship right through the entrance.
Yeah, also, silver arrows were in there.
Ah.
Ocean missiles. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that
on the way out, yeah.
That I would want to get in that area. Though I might try to route things so that I'd go to so that I wait until my partner has been to Lower Norfair before I go there, so I know whether I need to go get Space Jump.
I was thinking like going to check the medallion requirements for Meyer and Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, that too.
Because you might not necessarily need Wave, I suppose.
Alright, so Varia suit acquired for Ridley. I'm sure he's going to inform his partner.
Oh yeah, Bombos was in Lower Wreck Ship as well, it looks like. Get some more Fire Rod usage here in Eastern Palace from 64-bit Link.
Mm-hmm.
Link Force nailing the snail clip, getting their blue boomerang and being able to confirm there's just junk up there.
Fair enough. So Link Force will be heading to the left sand pit to pick up that bow, and then piecing the heck out.
And still, without knowledge on where it charges, they're just gonna pick up the ammo along the way as well.
Oh yeah. Like you were saying, you don't want to end up at Ridley with 20 supers and 65 normal missiles or something.
Yeah. That's
Got
5 more
check
missiles
there
than
on
you
X-ray.
need. Unless you miss any shots at all.
That sounds like about 5 fewer missiles than I need for Dragon.
Yeah. And powder on Armos, nice.
There we go. Found the space jump of Link to the Past.
Yeah. I suppose that technically works.
Unfortunately, the right side team is Link squared, and the left side team is no shields. I don't know who we need to get into contact with about switching those, but... But at this point, the way things have been going, I wouldn't want to touch the streaming computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright, so Link Force setting up for Create time. See how this goes.
Nope, not quite.
You really want to hit it with like one shot to open it and then one shot to stun it, like in rapid succession, and then you throw in a bunch of super missiles while the mouth is still open.
I feel like I'm like 1 for 4 for Kraid at the moment, like on average. I'm getting closer.
I'm hoping what I said made any sense.
There's a certain point in the animation where as soon as you hit Kraid's mouth, it just kind of locks in the open position. Yeah.
So, Flip Heel there, here in Paradox Cave, has acquired the grapple beam.
Interesting.
Yup.
And hammer.
Oh, heck yeah. So grapple beam definitely puts Shaq Tool in logic. Just saying. Not that we necessarily want to go to Shaq Tool, but it's there. It is one of the 316 locations.
The pedestal of Super Metroid, as people call it.
Yep.
I guess it's kind of more of the tile room of Super Metroid.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Bunch of waiting, takes forever, almost never has anything. Hey, free bottle. I'm always sitting here like, oh, what's in it? Oh wait, no, they took all the stuff out of it in this.
Yeah, as well as making the waterfall and pyramid fairies only give green potions if you visit them.
Which is the vanilla behavior in the game, so what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do about it?
Is that true for the pyramid fairy too?
Yep.
Oh. Usually when I always have a few bottles when I play, and I always forget to fill them, and I'm just like get myself in a pinch, and I'm like, oh, all right, well, I got these bottles. Oh wait, they're empty.
Yeah, it's like the only time I would remember to fill them is if I had a flute to go to 2. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How often is the flute just locked in GT? You know what I mean? And by GT in this case, I mean Ganon's Tower, not Gold Teresa, which is where we know one item is going to be because of Space Jump. Not really, but you know. I found a cane of brine in Hookshot Cave here, as well as an energy tank and some ammo.
Getting some graveyard checks on 64-bit links, and unfortunately they don't have the boots to make full scouting available here, but this this could well be the boots, but it's not.
We do have one pair of boots, but not the ones that are useful here in Link to the Past. Interestingly enough, I don't. This might be a little bit of a off-the-wall thing, but it's an event that's happening here on SpeedGaming. Here in a couple of days, on Saturday and Sunday, there's going to be some community races on open and cross keys seeds for the Link to the Past Randomizer League, where you'll be starting with like fake boots. Basically, it lets you dash.
Tell me more.
But you can't bonk off of things to make the item appear, or items appear, and like hovering is impossible and things like that. At the ferry locations, the combo randomizer will put a green potion in it, just like it does in the vanilla game. But yeah, that's an event that's happening this weekend, so it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be hosted on one of the SpeedGaming channels as well. So that's something interesting that's happening soon.
That's a pretty neat idea. I'd like to see how that goes. I've heard some divisive opinions.
Yeah, I mean, shout outs to Bonta for at least, somehow piecing together the proper assembly code to make it work. That's all I'm saying. Whether or not it's something we go with in the future, it's still a technological marvel. All right, back to the match at hand here. Link Force looking like we're heading over to Croc. Or not. Maybe we're not going to Croc. Wait, is that Charge Beam?
I'm not entirely sure. If it was, I'd reckon they'd wand it. Although I don't know if they can. Yeah, they can't really get it right now. I mean, it's possible with Ice Beam, but it's just kind of finicky to get the little ceiling enemy in position.
Well, I mean, I think there's a chance that the original games here might have been written in a high-level language and then compiled down to assembly, but all the ROM hacking is done in assembly. That's for sure.
And we got the team names in the right order. Yay.
Excellent. Shoutouts to our behind-the-scenes crew for taking care of that. Sorry for being annoying about it. Pseudo boots? Okay. I will give it the official name of pseudo boots.
Yeah, they do actually exist, so I guess that counts as being real. And it kind of makes sense, you get you need two boots to effectively run. It's kind of awkward trying to run with a single boot.
Fair enough. Alright, so Flip Heel is entering Swamp Palace now with the necessary implements to beat it. It is a little unfortunate that he has not gone over to Desert yet to pick up that Cane of Samaria. So he's going to be having to do alternate strats here. Although there are strats for the tricks here in Swamp that do not involve the Cane of Samaria. Cane is the easiest way to do it. Is there any jump you can make without high jump that you can't do once you get it? I'm going to say no, because you can turn off high jump boots. But there are jumps that you can, like, if you forget to turn off high jump boots, you can be sitting there being like, why isn't this working? Over and over until you're like, oh right, I got high jump boots.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing. Like, I remember trying to do gauntlet jumps with high jump boots on. I'm like, that's dumb. Oh, there's our flute sitting in swamp. And we have
nice.
Flipkeel going to skip left side.
Oh, interesting. It's not such a bad play. I mean, it's not such a bad place to check, but they just really don't want it. We know where Canis and Maria is, but I guess Flipkeel didn't want to go out of the way to get it quite yet.
Oh, every time I watch Combo Rando, I'm like, oh, the arrow upgrades and bomb upgrades are still in the pool. That's fun. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because it is fun.
But Flipkeel just totally nailed that bomb setup to do bomber down.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there are a lot of jumps that the high jump boots having them on makes it impossible, or at least very difficult. Like basically the most infamous jump in Hard Logic, the continuous wall jump thing. You're not doing that with high jump boots.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if you have spring ball.
Spring ball jumps.
Yeah, wreck ship E-Tank you could get across with the high jump boots on. It's just so much easier without.
Yeah, they're spaced basically perfectly for normal jumps. You got high jump, she'll like hit your head on the ceiling if you jump too early.
And yeah, I noticed earlier it was in fact confirmed charge beam above Crocomire. So I'm wondering if Link Force knows they can get a frozen enemy. I suppose not.
Well, because if they did, you would want to pick that up before going to Crocomire. It makes the fight a one-shot kill. Like you just charge up a beam, shoot him in the mouth, and it's like.
Yeah, how often are you in that situation where your only way there is to freeze an enemy?
Yeah. All right, so Ridley is going to go check the one item that requires space jump. Going to make a liar out of me here in a second. It's going to be great.
And Link Force not far behind.
It's garbage. All right, gold chorizo, everybody. Hello.
So, like with many Nintendo bosses, there just so happens to be a perfect safe spot. If you just sit in the right couple of pixels, you can just crouch underneath it and aim straight up, and you can hit it, and it cannot hit you.
You're just standing on his foot. Looks like we're heading over to Misery Mire. Interestingly enough, they added that missile health refill back in there. I imagine.
Yeah, that's nice.
And for one, it probably helps with if you're just coming there to sort of work things out earlier, and you don't want to have to go back to the ship, save, and then go back through Link to the Past to get there again. You can refill your health there.
For sure, yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Misery Mire.
Yes. On top of that, it is also nice to have a little bit of a runway, so you can run and jump out through the door to get up to the rippers. Ooh, speed booster in the checkerboard cave right outside.
Alright, looks like Flip Heel's going for the grapple kill on Dragon, which is always fun to see. Good old fried shrimp.
I always thought that was such a neat way for the fight to go. It's science.
Exactly. Now, it's not like the water around you wouldn't conduct all this electricity, but also science.
It's filtered water. They took out all the electrolytes.
Force going into Gold Chorizo from the back end. And as we previously discussed, Link Force did not pick up the charge beam, so is having to use the super missile strat here. You generally want at least 30 super missiles if you're doing that. It takes 20 to hit, but you'll catch every third one.
Yeah. Without full beams, it is also a faster DPS.
Nice.
But then you have to... You're probably going to want to stop and farm the rippers afterwards.
Oh yeah, I imagine that's definitely going to happen here. Looks like Link Force is trying to set up a spark here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this can... I think this can be done with a 1-tap, but a 2-tap is fine too. And it looks like they just got it. There we go,
yeah. So yeah, you basically trade a power bomb here for 5 supers a few times. And sometimes 6 if you line it up just right.
Yeah, I like to roll in and place a power bomb on the last tile of the ledge, and then I'll get all 6 of them. And then I could use the power bomb to bomb jump across the gap too.
Alright, so Link Force is going to head back over to Mire area. I'm going to save and quit. While Ridley, it looks like, is going to go ahead and finish Mire.
That speed booster would also allow them to go back for the items in Pantry and Grapple Beam if they wanted it, but it's they've kind of committed to just holding off on it for now. Hopefully it's nothing.
I want to think I saw one of them get the item at Grapple Beam. But not Pantry.
Okay. They might have gate glitched from above to get grapple. That makes sense.
Also, oh yeah, that makes sense because they definitely fell down onto it. So.
Okay.
So, also speed booster also unlocks what is it, Pink Brinstar Waterway? That's a thing.
Yeah, as well as Criteria Supers. The two items I very frequently don't get a chance to ever check.
Oh, right, the shaft supers. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's what the thing was with my silly hyper beam, wave beam thing. It was speed booster behind that, and ice rod was the shaft supers.
Oh, nice.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever done, and I love it. Anyway, so we have a pretty interesting race going on here. I really couldn't put a finger on who's winning at the moment. I mean, I like No Shields' information, especially having cleared wrecked ship with all that stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Link Force is about to clear wrecked ship as well. All right, Flip Heel picking up charge.
Yeah, and it looks like collectively, Link Squared has cleared more dungeons in A Link to the Past. Although 2 of them were pendants, unfortunately.
Yep. All right. Rising lava pillars onto the affectionately known as worst room in the game.
I struggled a great deal in here today. I had high jump, and I was like, well, I have Varia suit and 6 E-tanks, and then I just died in here.
Oof.
I thought it would be fine. I thought it was free, but apparently these pirates really hurt.
Everybody say hi to everybody's favorite swag duck.
Quack.
So, I'm wondering about Ridley here. Is there like a different way to get to that room he skipped? Because I don't think Flip Heel's been over here. Ready to just skip it like you skip Left Side Swamp. The
the
like
Mickey
the
Mouse room?
Mouse room? Yeah.
Well, you do have to go in through the top side to get the item, but they may have just opted to skip it.
Yeah. But like I said, sometimes you skip it like you skip Left Side Swamp. And you just don't worry about it. So there's really no reason to skip Powerbomb to shame here.
Yeah.
The shield and your name is No Shields.
There you go.
So both runners for Link Squared have now converged on wrecked ship, and we know there's some value here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some, quick acquisitions here.
A lot of the value was lowered down. I wonder if they're gonna have an opportunity to have one of the players skip the attic. Oh, there's the wave beam. Okay. I heard Bombos was fairly early as well. Maybe it was in the top
they
right.
actually both have Bombos now. Bombos
okay.
It was the one room that's available before Fenton.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so as I expected, Ridley is doing a little bit of farming here. Not too much, because you're almost out of weaponry.
Yeah, all the value is below attic, so.
It's true. Alright, so Ridley we got some Ridley on Ridley violence here.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
See, with SP Ridley, I keep thinking it's like Swamp Palace Ridley, and now I'm just thinking it's Ridley in Argus's room.
I always think of the Game Boy Advance SP. Wherein Ridley is free on Zero Mission. And yeah, it's looking pretty free here in Super Metroid today as well. With that much ammo, yeah, Ridley is down.
Seems good. And in our broken room, just another missile pack. So, you know, Flip Heel, I don't imagine we'll be heading into that room when the time comes for him to beat it.
Nice. So yeah, indeed, the runners are diverging, but 64-bit Link has not picked up. Wait, oh no, I was just busy watching Ridley. Yeah, I assume they picked up. Did they pick up their hookshot and wave beam?
I don't know.
Gosh, I hope so. I saw Fountain killed a while ago, so I think they did.
Shot.
Oh, and they have wave beam. Yeah, they're good. But yeah, as I was saying,
So yeah,
that,
basically, Link
64-bit Link did just leave, whereas Link Force is being more thorough.
Yeah. And 64-bit Link is actually just foregoing the space jump there as well, because they actually know about the unrequired nature of space jump right now.
Yeah. And with high jump, it's reasonably doable to wall jump up the worst room in the game. It's much worse in certain speedrun categories where you don't have high jump.
Yeah. I mean, I think without high jump, there is a wall jump you can do off of the sides, but it is like super precise and awful.
Yeah.
And I think I've done it once.
I think a lot of, like, with high jump, it's still pretty tricky because you have to kind of time it with the iframes of the pirates to get up efficiently.
I mean, you know how I do it.
Yeah. I mean, they can die eventually.
Well, I was saying I think I'd probably do a spring ball jump.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if they have it. I don't know if both of them have the spring ball jump, but that is something you could do there.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, I believe they do. They both killed Dragon. It was right outside Butron's door.
All right, Flip Heel takes down Vitreous for the Misery Mire Crystal. Both runners on no shields, having taken care of that. Alright, so Link Squared checking out the 64-bit Link checking out the Dark Death Mountain. I believe the only somewhat relevant item we found up here was the Cane of Burna. Though this is the first time they've had the hook shot, so they also haven't done Paradox Cave, where real value lies, including the hammer.
Yeah, that's right. So what else do they need? They need ice beam or ice rod, which Flip Heel has found.
That was in pod.
They might not need boots, but it would be nice. Link Force getting more bombs.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly less necessary if you have space jump most of the time, but I mean, it's not the worst thing to find.
It's like spring ball really takes place as well, or takes place of bombs as well. Replaces. There are words.
Words are words. I mean, it wasn't too far from its vanilla location.
Yeah. I suppose that's true.
64-bit Link. One of the things with co-op seats like this is you tend to be lower on health because a lot of people don't really keep track of the hearts, and they don't really bother picking up hearts that are out of the way. And the 64-bit Link sitting here on 6 hearts.
Yeah.
Not my favorite situation. Alright, and Ridley going to be going in, dealing with Swamp here. So, Ice Rod is needed. Did we see what the medallion was for Turtle Rock? It was Ether, we got that.
Okay, we got both of those. That's nice.
It's like, is that go mode?
It might be.
Yeah. I think, like, Link Squared here, might just need the hammer here, and that might do it for them, too.
Well, they also haven't visited Pod to get Ice Rod, right? And
right.
They're going to need that for Trinex.
And then, of course, there is always the possibility that the boots end up being required for GT.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunate.
First in, I mean, but...
That bomb jump in the Paradox Cave, or Septa Cave, as some call it. It's kind of there's a trick to it. If you align along the bottom, like near the bottom, not quite all the way at bottom, and then walk over to the left, you cannot fall off the left side. It pushes you down into the right, and you'll never. You'll just always get back on the ledge. Unless you really try hard.
Hold it real hard, you'll eventually fall off, but you'll fall down is what you'll do.
Yeah.
But also, if you kind of like in Hera, when you're doing the Hera pod, if you kill the wrong mini Moldorm and pick up their drop before it becomes stationary, you can end up in the state where you won't get knocked the correct direction.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah.
I often flute to the mountain and then go up to Hera, and then I just I forget to clear the altitude variable. The duck apparently shares a variable that I believe the bomb also uses to determine where the splash damage is.
It's also used for the spooky glitch, which is why you set that up with the duck at Misery Mire. So another way to clear that would, of course, be just drop a cane block.
Mm-hmm. Usually I try to remember to play the flute and then enter a portal or something, or enter Hera. That's it's very commonly done in Ice Palace. As soon as you're entering the portal for Ice Palace, you play the flute, and then you know your fire rod shot will hit the Freezor, even if you're a little early.
All right, so both of our upper runners inside lower Norfair right now. Flip Heel on the way out, Link Force on the way down. 64-bit Link is in Palace of Darkness and will be finding that ice rod before long. I believe it was in the Harmless Hellway, but don't hold me to it.
One nice thing about being low on health is you could set up death warps, which I guess isn't such a big deal when they have mirror. But I mean, they can kind of get their health back by death warping when they need to.
Nice silver shot on Argus there from Ridley, and takes care of that mess.
I feel like Argus's hitbox is way too tiny. Maybe it's just me. I can never hit silver arrows shots on it.
Like, its horizontal hitbox is small. I think its vertical hitbox is bigger.
Okay.
So if you try to hit it from the side, you'll generally get a little bit better. But don't hold me to it again. I'm no expert at this game. All right, Flip Heel heading back to Link to the Past. We kind of expect this because both team, or at least both players on this team, know where every item they could possibly need is, other than the boots. So, yeah, we're going to see a nice Palace play here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Flip Heel check some of the chests along the way in case the boots are there. You know, just in case. Especially since if you're coming in here with Kane, there are a lot of chests that are just convenient to check. Because you're going to get to see some pretty serious glitchery here in Ice Palace. Good old icebreaker. Basically, when this glitch was discovered, that's when the randomizer community decided, you know what, we're just gonna stop following the NMG rules committee here. We're just gonna do the fun stuff. Yeah, if you're gonna start racing Link to the Past, no major glitches. Don't do this one because it counts as a major glitch.
Yeah, there are a few of them that are allowed in Rando and aren't in NMG speedruns.
So this, the diver down glitch from Swamp, Harapod, that sort of thing.
Yep. And it's understandable because even the Rando community was kind of like borderline on it.
Oh yeah, I believe it. And there are some, pockets of communities out there that race without those on, and that's fine. But yeah, Flip Heel found the screw attack in the Ice Palace there, which I think at this point is really just kind of a slowdown.
Yeah, it kind of helps during the escape, but it does mean you have to do a down back method or just turn off screw attack to get through the zip-tights.
It can also mess with the Metroids if you get close to them and
Yeah, true.
Shenanigans there. So how about just don't get close to them? I think is the correct way to handle that. All right, one defeated cold stare for Flip Heel. Yeah, 64-bit Link did pick up the ice rod here in Pod. I was sitting here like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, so their team should be in go mode now.
So I'd say that No Shields has a bit of an advantage, having been in this ostensible go mode for a little longer. But I'd say it's still well within the margin of error. And again, it's the second team to finish, or the second players to finish this time. So that's the important part here.
So I see a lot of players hold out their sword during the Helmosaur fight, which actually does extend the hammer's hitbox. It's a pretty nice property of, I guess, holding swords. You don't even I'm told that it still extends it a bit if you don't have a sword.
It does.
But it doesn't seem like much.
Yeah. It does do that. You don't get the protection of, bonking away from Helmosaur if you poke it. So oftentimes you'll just get knocked backwards and lose your thing. But yeah, without a sword, it does extend it ever so slightly, and that does help because the hammer's hitbox without that is, as they say in the business, utter garbage.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I was trying that without a sword, and I couldn't even hit the jewel. And reliably, at least, it's still tough.
Yeah, well, hitting the jewel without a sword with the hammer is usually a losing proposition. I usually just go for arrows.
I think it must have been an Randomizer at the time, because I didn't have bow.
I knew there's a reason I don't play Randomizer. All right, so Link Force gonna grab the contents of Paradox Cave. We know that that grapple beam is there, and of course, the energy tank and the hammer being the most important item here. So both runners for Team No Shields are now in Palace of Darkness. Both are taking care of various portions of it as we speak. Ridley is going to need to pick up the ice rod here. Basically, you're going to want to pick up the ice rod and the big key while you're here. More supers there, as we saw earlier. So Flip Heel, I imagine, will be mirroring to finish Eastern. And then we'll also get the wonderful privilege of being able to clear Turtle Rock and Tower of Hera in one go. That's a thing you don't see that often.
Yeah, that is a luxury for sure. I take it Link Force hasn't gotten the Ocarina.
Yeah, neither of them
neither
have,
of them.
apparently. Yeah, because it's there and it's in Swamp. Link's about to pick it up. Or 64-bit Link's about to pick it up.
Is that in the back?
No, it's right here in the compass room. Oh, he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it.
But at this point, kind of, they don't feel like they need it.
Yeah, technically, you don't need it because you can go down to Misery Mire through Lower Norfair. But
they won't lose that much time. Yeah, it's probably a little slower than actually going to activate the flute. But yeah, it's still a little bit slower. Because at this point, you could just not even bother with the flute at all, even if they did find it on their way. It's just kind of pointless.
Alright, so 64-bit Link takes a death there. Flip Heel finishing off.
Hey, another opportunity to check that compass chest.
Aha.
They must have heard us talking about it like 10 minutes in advance. Which means they're banned. Nah, that...
It's like, it means they have time traveling powers, and can I have some?
Putting the namesake of Link to the Past in, I guess.
Fair enough.
I knew that name had some meaning ever.
Alright, so Flip Heel's going to go ahead and get up on top of Turtle Rock. Open that thing up. Get some quick stuff taken care of. I'm going to have to check quite a few chests here just to get the required number of keys to get through Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, this ain't no cross keys where you can do it just one.
I like how they just randomly threw in a time-based, like, name, a title for the English release of the game. And then they were like, you know what, let's just make time travel a staple of the series.
Yeah, because the title in the Japanese has nothing to do with time. It's just The Legend of Zelda Triforce of the Gods. It's just like, okay. And Link's Awakening, I believe, is the Island of Dreams or something like that.
I like Link's Awakening better in that case. It still fits too.
Yeah, and it's not as on the nose. And they just go, oh, well, let's just do Ocarina of Time. Sure, let's do time. Make it a thing. Anyway, so Turtle Rock now for Flip Heel. Ridley going ahead and heading through Eastern Palace. Does look like this is Team No Shield's game to lose at this point.
They're working on it. Unfortunate death on Flippeel's end. This Turtle Rock doesn't take too long to get through, though. Mostly you're just branching off several paths to get to keys and such along the way.
Dying before you can open the chests in this room is really annoying because you have to do this whole thing again. Those rollers don't mess around.
It's not so bad, though. I believe Flipeel is ahead of his teammate, so it's not going to be be a big difference in the outcome.
Yeah, keys for days there. So interestingly enough, I don't know if it's actually that interesting, but I find it kind of interesting. So this isn't something that's relevant for this tournament, but it is a thing for keys-based things, and there is a key sanity variant of this randomizer as well now, at least on the alpha version. But the keys in there, you'll look when you pick them up, they're a certain shade of like orange, and in keys base modes, when you get to like other keys from other dungeons, they're a different shade. They're like a lighter shade of yellow. So you can tell the difference between a vanilla key and a not vanilla key. It's really weird. So
every once in a while,
I saw those. I was like, "Ooh, vanilla keys." Oh wait.
Yeah, I see that once in a while. Like, I'll open up the first chest in the castle escape and be like, it's a key to another dungeon, and as the key to the castle is dropping from the guard, and you can really tell the difference side by side, but it's kind of difficult when they're one at a time. It is significantly different a shade, though.
All right, so that's going to round out the eastern clears for everybody. And of course, taking care of that as well. Flipeel has plenty of small keys to get to the back of this. Does not have the boots, though, here, so we'll have to actually explode the wall instead of bonking it.
And 64-bit Link showing just how much she doesn't need the space jump, going and doing the lava dive with a gravity jump.
Nice.
It's a pretty good route, and going to be able to do Meyer right into Ridley.
Okay.
It's unfortunate for
next fight coming up. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Link Squared team that they dove those pennant dungeons and just wound up not being required today.
Yeah.
But Desert and Skullwoods aren't too bad.
Alright, 64-bit Link taking care of Meyer here in a second. Oh yeah, he's going to go for the speed booster. Which I imagine you just go for speed purposes. Even if it's not going to lock any required progression.
Yeah, you're right next to it, sure.
All right, Trinex down.
It's going to speed up escape considerably. This is a nice shortcut room designed specifically to have speed boost in. Making sure to mirror bonk for good luck. No, it actually makes it out of the ledge. Nice. So we got a Hera to complete, and then it'll be on to Ganon's Tower.
Yep. And I think we have the big key guessing game here. Don't hold me to it. I think we're going for the upper left chain movement strat here. It's not the one I'm used to, but it is a version that actually doesn't require the flippers technically. Although you would have needed the flippers just to get here, but you get the idea.
Yeah. And on the other side, Flippeel's doing a nice job at the Hera pot bomb jump. There are so many different setups for that. It's wild. The general idea behind the Hera pot is when you get knocked into a corner by a bomb, it's the game kind of has a quirky way of placing where you end up, and sometimes it's just far enough to get a hook shot to clip through one side of the pot and then hook onto the other side and pull you in. So you do have to be very careful. You have to make sure you press left before you try to walk in. Otherwise, you just get stuck in a permanent sliding animation in place, and you just have to save and quit.
All right, so real quick, we got the GT Big Key Guessing Game. There's 1 through 22 locations to put that in, and we're going to be cutting this off in like half a second because Flippy picked up the crystal and is going to GT.
Sorry about that.
So Flipio going left first. I imagine he went there to see if the boots were going to be required.
Yeah, smart.
They were not. So
I suspect it's going to be right side. Flipio is heading to right.
Going to the right side play right now.
So there's some tricky logic in keys in Ganon's Tower that I don't understand at all, but I am told... Oh, okay. Well, it was just free today. What number was that? 7?
I believe 7.
Nice. I'm told that if you get a lot of keys early on in the dungeon, that it is frequently going to end up having a big key on the right side.
Yeah. So I did a little bit of mathematical analysis, and it's slightly more likely to be right side than rando room at that point. But that also... it doesn't say anything about whether it's like at the vanilla location, which you can get to both ways, so I just discount it.
Yeah. Personally, I just like to go full right, just as soon as I walk in.
Fair enough.
It's just a more swaggy route. Just I hardly see anyone going right side, full right. And there's so
You
much
mean like all the
shottery
way to
and
ISR most that
pit
way?
walking. Yeah,
Okay. I respect the play.
and the hookshot strat on right side skips through those fire bars. Actually, is surprisingly consistent once you learn it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So yeah, sounds interesting.
You just kind of like, you know, that bridge that's collapsing when you're going through fire
Yeah,
bars.
I know which room you're talking about. I just don't know what
Yeah,
the is.
there's a solid block on, like, you hookshot onto the second fire bar block, and then you just kind of hold down left and hookshot right before you get hit by the fire bar, and you just like you get iframes the entire time it's there, and you're free.
There we go. I hope. I don't know if the video went down for the audience, but it did for us there for a second. Should be back now. Hope everybody's doing all right. Blue Peel once again climbing again tower. SP Ridley inside Turtle Rock. Gonna pull through that one real quick. Again, all of our runners racing through these Link to the Past dungeons, getting them done just as quickly as they can. I mean, I think sub 230 might be in the cards here. Which is fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe even for both teams.
Maybe. At least for Team No Shields. Especially given the immediate big key on the right side. And they're going to have to... If I remember right, they're going to need to go left side for a small key. But other than that, it's a pretty quick grab.
Mm-hmm. All right, Moldorm 2 down. Get a quick hook shot across. Gonna check the last chest just for a little bit of something or other. I mean, you can always find like a mail upgrade. We're sitting on green mail still. What the heck?
Oh, wow.
Because 8 hearts green mail, you get hit by Ganon, you are dead. That you DED dead.
I don't recommend it.
Very nice double hits here from Flip Heel. Ah, get the little geometry there. You didn't know you could use geometry as a verb, did you?
I can use geometry as a math.
Ah.
Not very effectively on this fight, though.
Am I reading that right? The 64-bit Link still only has 10 power bombs? Or is that a 40?
I hope that's a 40.
I mean, it looks like a 10.
I think that's a 10.
Nicely done on that wall jump there. Again, that's not an easy wall jump. Even with high jump boots.
There's a nice little visual cue. There's a crack in the wall that you can make sure your head is above. And it also helps to delay the wall jump a little bit, so you're further away from the wall.
Link Force going through the lava dive area to get to Meyer here, I'm assuming.
All right, and get your first G in for Flip Heel for finishing off Ganon.
All right, we got a G, ladies and gentlemen. All right, quick save and reset to get to the ship. Probably take a quick heal. I mean, I would.
Yeah, with 16 supers, you might want a bit more. Although, what's their beam situation? Do they have full beams, don't they? Oh, no ice, but other than that, 25 power bombs. That's enough. It's gonna be a slow Metroid's room, though. Where was that ice beam?
I have no idea. I have not the foggiest.
Maybe that was in Skull Woods, and no one will get it.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Alright, Flip Heel making his way to Turian, while his partner makes his way up GT. Gan's tower, that is. Gotta be specific about GT in this.
Yeah.
Though you can usually tell from the context. You don't generally head up Gold Chorizo.
The beams do.
There is that. So that's more like up to head.
Yeah, Ganon's Chorizo, it sounds like a good fast food place.
Sounds good to me. Yep, so we're having to do some peep strats here for Flip Heel, but that is what you gotta do sometimes.
Ice was on Wave Beam, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 64-bit Link could pick that up on the way out. That's nice.
Yeah. Seems good. I mean, it's probably worth it if you, if you know it's there. I think you could make the time up here in Turian.
Yeah, on the Metroids alone, for sure.
Not to mention, might make the
Maybe not for sure.
easier. There are many, many versions of the Zeb skip. There's the Rinka, the frozen Rinka Zeb skip with the spin. There's the down back version that you do with screw attack. There's the spring ball version on the second Zeb. That's the thing you can do.
Apparently.
So we're gonna do a baby run here. Going around in circles. Ah. Had a nice game of jump rope going.
Never managed to get that.
There.
Nice use of the lamp from Ridley to be able to hit those torches.
Yeah, the lamp is perfectly capable of hitting that even across the gap. And you'll find that that is in logic with just the lamp in various game modes where you're not expected to have the fire rod necessarily. Like our cross key stuff that we've been talking about. And 64-bit Link is going to go ahead and grab that ice beam, it looks like. All right.
Nice.
Flip heel going up to Mother Brain. And just going to fight the first Zeb. Might go for the skip here. Nope, just gonna start mowing down Zebatites. Just kill. There we go. There's a strat. Kill all the Zebatites, then go refill your missiles.
Interesting. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure it's worth it with 42 supers with the charge plasma wave beam. But
well,
it's
thing is, he knows that he's ahead of his partner, so it doesn't matter, right?
That is true. Yeah.
And I mean, this is something I've done before myself. Wonderful to see some stand-up glitchery. I mean, with charge beam, it is relevant. But yes, once you kill the Zebatites, they stay dead. That is something, you know. I'm not sure if they stay dead, like, between saves or something.
I would assume so. The glass for Mother Brain's tube actually stays gone as well.
Huh. Interesting.
As long as you fully destroy it.
Right. All right, on to Mother Brain fight. So, Flip heel probably going to be using charge shots here. Does not have the full beam combo, so I think we'll be dealing something like, it's like 600 or something per hit.
Yeah, 600 per super.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's
300 per super. I was talking about the charge beam.
Oh, charge beam. 600? 750. Okay.
Ice,
so I was thinking about Ridley.
Ice would take it to 900. Yeah.
My mistake.
Now, if you want to set up the stand-up glitch and you're on gravity suit, I think you want to be like
well, with Varia suit. I believe Varia suit is what makes the difference in the rainbow beam damage.
Okay.
It's also the case in vanilla.
All right, so we've got another G from SP Ridley. So we're gonna be heading over to Mother Brain as well in Turian.
In vanilla low percent.
Okay.
In vanilla low percent runs, they have to get very astute in order to not have to get 600 or 6 E-tanks.
So where is the what is it, the
beef?
Where's the specific spot during stand-up glitch where you're not supposed to be on the floor?
Well, it's like about the time the Metroid appears and a little bit after it detaches from Mother Brain.
Okay.
There's two specific spots you have to watch out for.
It can crash the game, so you got to be careful. And
it could soft lock as well. Like, yeah, you get stuck in the crouch position too close to Mother Brain, and then you just kind of the baby can't be shot, so the cutscene never ends.
All right. Flip heel into the escape sequence. Probably going to see a sub 230 from Flip heel. Maybe not from Ridley, though. Ridley also setting up for powerbomb strats here. The Metroids here taking actually takes 5 hits from the power bombs to kill them, but they generally get hit twice per bomb.
And unfortunately, when you kill them with power bombs, they only give 1 drop as opposed to the 3 they normally give.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Speaking of unfortunate, Flip heel and Ridley also never found the speed booster. So having to jump out of the shaft the old-fashioned way, though, it doesn't appear to be having any troubles doing that.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Is he doing it? Is he doing it?
There we go.
Okay. For those of you who are fans of pixelated animals, here you go.
As a Fusion speedrunner, I appreciate it. It allows me to finish runs.
Fair enough. I mean, the thing is, if you are the first player to finish on your team, there's no reason not to. Like, unless your partner's like right behind you. You know what I mean? Doesn't hurt your team at all. So I don't have any trouble. I don't have any problems with that. It's not dunking on anybody. It's just, good, clean fun.
It's also an opportunity to mention the Fusion Randomizer is in the works. There's some Fusion Rando seeds that have been released by the developer.
I am a little interested in that because I when I played Fusion, I remember it being quite linear in its design. So I'm wondering how that opens up if you mess with it.
Well, it is pretty linear in design, but a huge part of that is the order in which you receive items in the game. And another huge part of that is the event system that was very difficult for people to bypass for a long time. But with the randomizer giving random items, you now have a lot more options opened up from every time you get something in Fusion.
Nah, it's just 2.5 hours, not 14 days. We're fine. All right, SP Ridley getting rid of Zebatites and going to face off against Mother Brain as well. This will be a very quick finish, I imagine. There will be a pretty good time here for Team No Shields.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I could never dream of sub 230ing one of these seeds on my own. Maybe with a partner, but I would have to get extremely lucky.
Yeah, it makes it faster, but also kind of harder with less opportunity to get safeties and ammo. It's not as hard as the hard item pool for A Link to the Past, in my opinion, but still pretty hard.
Well, I mean, we did get stuck on green mail.
That's true.
Looks like SP Ridley didn't bother setting up the stand-up glitch, just rather put himself into sub 3 or sub 100 health automatically.
So I guess in this particular seed, it wound up being even worse than maximum health hard mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the main tournament that we had this last season here, that was hosted mainly here on the SpeedGaming channels, was that hard item pool. So if you watched any of that, you got plenty of that action there.
Yeah, my goal when I entered this tournament was to make sure I make it into the top 128 teams.
Cool. I think
So
you
I
got
just
that.
barely missed the cutoff on the main Link to the Past tournament.
I opted out of participating in this tournament. I just decided, you know what? I'd rather talk about people doing it than risk having to do CWJ for 2 hours again.
Fair.
Also, I didn't have a partner, but whatever. It is a fun time all around, though, let me tell you. Have you ever died or seen someone die on phase 3 of Mother Brain?
I don't think so. I was once pretty careless and managed to lose like 3 or 4 tanks, which I was surprised by, but I had like 9, so big whoop.
Yeah, it is almost as free as anything gets in this game. I think it's still theoretically possible to die, but you'd have to try.
I suppose in theory what could happen, since Mother Brain's hitbox just ignores iframes, if you were to jump into Mother Brain's face and turn around for whatever reason, you might kind of get a Keigo effect where you just phase through the boss while constantly taking damage per frame, and that could hurt a lot.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. But it does sound like you'd have to try to do that.
Maybe. A lot of players do try to get up close to Mother Brain to reduce lag when they're shooting the rainbow beam, since it is a pretty laggy beam to have on screen.
Fair enough. All right, SP Ridley about to reach the ship. Now, if I were the second player on a team, I wouldn't go for the animals.
Okay.
No offense, but there's a time we're trying to make here.
Although the first person on the other team hasn't quite finished yet, but I suppose they could finish in like within 20 seconds.
All right, there we go. SP Ridley finishing with an official time of 2 hours, 35 minutes, 18 seconds, roughly.
GG's.
And Sounds like Flipheel has joined us here. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, GG's.
Welcome. Great work on that co-op run. How'd you feel about the seed?
Honestly, I can't believe how jet it was. I think when I was on the mountain, you saw me like stumble. Like it was just, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I might need ether to get in, and then I got the ether. Then when I went back, I was like, oh my god, I still need the Samaria technically. And then it just kind of, I could not believe how jet that was. Pretty fun though.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, I think that's go mode. We were saying an hour or so ago.
Yeah, your opponents, on the other hand, did manage to find the speed booster in checkerboard, which I don't know. Maybe it was like to their detriment to have more checks to do, right?
What were they still looking for when they found it?
Quite a few things. Ice
hammer,
rod,
actually.
A hammer, yeah.
Yeah, they took a while to go to wreck ship.
Oh yeah, hook shot.
Yeah, and wreck ship was more like treasure ship today. It had
It
like
was Value Town.
everything.
It was insane.
Yeah, I had your wave beam, your bombos, your silvers, your hook shot.
Ridley has joined us as well. Hello and congratulations.
Hello. Thank
GG's.
you.
Yeah, well done.
That was a doozy and against Trinex there.
Trinex does not mess around, does he?
Oh no. Oh no, well I totally made the mistake of like not switching between ice and fire rod before letting him get a swing at me.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
So the other thing that your opponents found that you guys didn't was the ice rod. I mean, not the ice rod, the ice beam.
Not an ice beam?
Yeah, it was it was a wave beam.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt pretty good, not having to actually really check a single thing in Lower Norfair or Upper Norfair.
Yeah, skipped a bunch of them. Yeah, the charge beam was just there and available. It's like, yeah. Certainly a good idea to hold on to so you don't have to worry about, checking those other things for ammo. You know what I mean?
Another unfortunate factor of your opponent's routing is since they didn't check the wreck ship first, they didn't have space jump to actually get charge beam until much later.
Ooh.
So they had to double dip that as well.
Yikes.
And your opponents are finishing this seed without a flute.
Yeah.
Because their go mode was hammer, so they just went into swamp and skipped everything.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, it didn't. We didn't really need it, but it did make going back to Upper Norfair at the end and Meyer very nice for me at least. So I think Ridley even got a use or two out of it.
I did. It actually helped me to get back to Pod Eastern to get the fire and the ice rod.
Yeah, very, very well done. Once again. So yeah, just taking down this race. Sub 230 for Flipheel. 235 for Ridley. Team time, of course, being the second one, but still, that was faster than I could have ever hoped to complete one of these. It was, as you said, a pretty jet seed, but it was pretty great. Well done to both of you.
Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely. Super Metroid's not my strong suit, but co-op is really fun. So when they were announcing co-op, I was like, all right, sweet, let's go, Ridley, let's play.
All right. Yeah, he's definitely the better Zelda player.
And I mean, Your Super Metroid execution was fine from where I was sitting, though I'm not an expert at that either.
Yeah, the one mistake I made was just the Phantom execution. It's just one missile away.
Oh, did you get an enrage phase?
Yep, sure did.
Gross.
That's right. I had both suits by that time, so getting hit by that was really like nothing.
I used to do enrage strats on purpose if I had screw attack, because then I could just
Really?
sit and take it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I definitely played that fight the wrong way.
I mean, the guide told you to use super missiles. It's like, come on.
Does it really?
Yeah,
I've not seen the manual for that.
It's like the guide for Link to the Past tells you to kill Helmasaur with bombs.
Huh.
Yeah, I actually have a copy of that in my office at work, and it's there, and it's hilarious.
That's pretty good. I did not know that.
All right. So I honestly, I signed up to do commentary on the matches, and I don't know much about the structure of the tournament. So is it just a bracket from the start here, or are we doing some other shenanigans?
I know there's a losers and a winners bracket. I don't know what the first week was. I don't know if that was like technically the losers bracket or I guess it's just a normal bracket, and then since we win, we go to the winners bracket. And then,
It's a winners bracket. It's just since there aren't like 32 teams, there are some people just that get a bye, so they move on to the next round already.
I see.
Yeah, that works out.
So well done with the win situation. I was again very impressed with the way your routing worked out and how everything just kind of landed correctly for you.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. I feel like our early game was pretty bad because we had a lot of hiccups. Like Mini Moldorn killed. Somehow I needed 9 bombs, which is very rare, and then I missed the bomb to Ice Rod. So then Ridley cleaned that up for me, and then I just didn't have enough money for Zora, so that's why he went to Desert before getting his Morph Ball. But then after that, yeah, it just kind of worked out. I got the gravity and went to Fantoon, and it just like everything lined up pretty much perfectly.
And at least going to Desert let you figure out where that Cane of Samaria was.
Oh yeah.
And then I did Aga for nothing since we found the Mitch shortly after, but
yeah, there was that. I mean, it wasn't bad because you at least were able to find the Ice Rod, Fire Rod from doing that.
Yeah, so I guess it kind of worked out. Because otherwise, then you probably go there late with the bow, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Also with the whole mimic clip situation, that's a thing that exists.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta do it. Let's go. I guess there was a small chance the bow was in the back, but I was like, we'll just go.
I honestly didn't notice it as you were doing it. Did you buffer that at all, or was it just like weird? Amazing.
I paused buffer. I can't. I don't have the controller for the.
Yeah,
the cool
good, because I don't know how people do it unbuffered. It's absurd, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I think you just need a really responsive controller.
Yeah,
or
maybe.
like sharp.
All right, looks like Link Force is about to approach Mother Brain, and 64-bit Link is on Aga 2, so pretty pretty close to finishing on the other side as well. So not a whole ton of time separating two runners. So it's a pretty good race, I'd say. Yeah. So is there anything else you two would like to say? We're gonna probably follow the other two runners to the end of this. You're welcome to hang out if you want to talk to them when they get here, or if you need to leave, do whatever you need to do. But
I could probably hang out and see how
Yeah,
they
I'll
do.
hang out.
Welcome.
all right, fair enough.
We only got another about 10 minutes or so left anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming from the fact that there's a delay here, you already know when the other team is precisely going to finish.
Oh, I just figured.
Let's hope so.
They're on Ganon, and I guess Brinster's roughly. I don't. Torian's what, like 7 to 10 minutes or something like that, depending on
something like that.
how fast you are.
It's roughly about 8, I think.
All right, Link Force, again, setting up for just going into the final phase, not worrying about stand-up glitch.
It can be dangerous without Varia, or with Varia turned on, because you do wind up with 4 tanks that you have to burn real quick while Mother Brain is walking up. And sometimes you just don't quite get it in time, and it messes with Mother Brain's behavior, and she could shoot a rainbow beam before you're ready.
All right, 64-bit Link into the Ganon fight, slashing around. Oh, how'd you guys feel about that fourth sword?
That's why we don't have it.
So Link Force actually cleared out Desert Palace and Skull Woods before checking that. So had 2 of the pendants already. And I was like, well, if it is something, then Link Force is going to be in a good position. But unfortunately, it was that. But yeah, if there's one way to make everybody go to Blue Brinstar, that's one way to do it.
Oh yeah, those are like free swords just hanging down there.
Yeah, and the lamp. So when I tell Ridley I get the cape, 2 swords, and a lamp, he's like, "Well, you got all the tools. I guess you could do Aga." I was like, "Okay."
Well, I
was
said
surprised
that,
to see
and
that.
you pretty much volunteered for it.
SMZ3 seeds are always Aga seeds, right? Or almost. Though.
When has there ever been an exception?
So one thing I like about this co-op seed is if you're one of those people who likes to save the animals, you can do so if you're the first one to finish on your team and not feel bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty much what happened. Ridley took the death on Trinex. I'm like, well, I got an extra 3 minutes, so might as well save him.
Yay, thank
Didn't hurt
you.
anything. I personally have no real attachment to the pixels, but
I haven't. Look, it's not the pixels I have an attachment to. It's the canon of the story.
fair enough. All right, so Link, 64-bit Link is now heading to Turian. Link Force is on the escape, about to finish. We'll see if she goes for the animals here. Looks like it.
Yay. It's also extra
Yeah.
swag if you get a shine spark on the way out.
Huh.
Well, we weren't getting to shine anything. Speed booster.
Yeah, no speed boosters for Team No
Yeah.
Shields. Oh, speaking of no shields, I saw some like epic level dodge maneuvers to avoid picking up a shield down at the Edacoons area.
Oh, I tried. I really tried.
Oh, I didn't pick it up. I actually was going down there to get those supers, and then I fell, so I was like, forget it.
And
Never
then
found the third one.
One of them was at
Oh, no, we found
Power
the
Bombs
third
of Shames.
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
It was the Shield of Shame. The Shield of Shame. Remember?
How could I forget?
Yeah. I was sitting there at the time. And I said, there's no reason not to check Power Bombs of Shame while you're down here, fix things up, unless it's a shield and your team is named No Shields. That's essentially how the timing went on that delivery.
Definitely
Right.
shameful.
One completed GG for Link Force 0. And we will have 64-bit Link finishing off in short order here. Up to the baby Metroid. Could hit the sub. Could cut the sub 3 here. I mean, which, again, sub 3 on SMZ3. I'm okay with that.
The hard logic too. And it's crazy.
Yeah. Luckily, most of the hard logic awfulness didn't come into play today. There was not a required CWJ. Yeah, I think there was a point there where 64-bit Link was struggling with the what was it, the snail clip,
Oh yeah.
which did turn out to be garbage. But again, it's
that
kind
one
of a mess.
sucks. Like if you skip that and something's there, you just like you feel so awful later in the seed. You're like, well, that's it.
Oh, one of you, I think it was one of you, on your way to. Oh, you know what? I think you must have been in go mode before we realized that's it. Because we were like, wait, why'd you skip the Mickey Mouse room? And
Yeah. I think that was. I think I was the one that skipped it. Although I don't know if Flip skipped it.
Yeah,
too.
the second he saw the Mario medallion before or after Gold Chorizo, we were in go.
So 64-bit Link pulled off the Zebutite skip there, which I'm not sure anybody else did.
Goes it down back. Nice.
Nice job. Yeah, I only know it with the ice beam. I think there's other methods I gotta try to learn, but
So there's like the ice beam one. There's the down bag variant of that. There's the one you can do with the speed booster.
Yeah, that's the starter 3 tap.
Yeah.
And then there's also the spring ball one on the second Zebutite.
I saw a video on that one. I'm trying to learn that one still.
Yeah, that one I'm told is significantly easier. Looks like 64-bit Link might be trying to set up the stand-up glitch here as well. Had 721 health there, so.
Yeah, nails it.
To 1!
Exactly enough.
Goes to 1! Good job.
Greater than 0.
Yeah, 1 is in fact not 0. Your life total is a resource. I mean, wait. This is a different game. What I'm still impressed about
Spark fuel.
what I'm so impressed about with 64-bit Link here is his power bomb count. You guys see that?
Wow, yeah, I saw that after someone mentioned it. Wow, that sucks.
It's on 10. I mean, if you could pull it off, like if you could put up with it, good on you.
It's got spring ball, right?
Yeah.
Well, as long as they weren't the one who did the initial clear of Super Metroid, because I feel like that's the worst when you do like green and blue print or whatever. I feel like after that it gets better.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I want at least 15 if I'm doing that mess. Probably more like 20. All right, on to the final phase of Mother Brain. Did apparently miscount his laser beams a little bit, but gets into the final phase and will be escaping. Yeah, we're gonna cut the sub 3 unless we waste a bunch of time on the escape. I mean, you could save the animals and still cut the sub 3 if you really wanted to.
I recommend it.
Yeah, I guess if your opponent's already won, there's also no reason to not if you're a fan of it.
Oh. Always feels bad when you clip that corner trying to do the moonfall.
Yeah. All right, setting up for the Shine Spark out the shaft. Which is not a euphemism.
In the moment of truth.
Oh, he's
Hooray!
going for it. I will say though, even though Ridley, you said you're also a fan of saving the animals, I do respect the decision not to.
Right.
There's that spark.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, I don't want to risk like just losing the siege for saving the animals. So I had to bail on it. And I was like, Flip, you gotta save them. Do it for me.
All right, 8-bit or 64-bit Link. I don't know why I said 8. Probably because there's an 8 in the timer there. Finishing it up with an official time of what I think was about a 2:58.57 or something. We will see if Team Link Squared decides to join us as well. We are now joined by Link Force Zero and 64-bit Link. Congratulations on finishing that seed. Well played to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
G.
we were curious, 64-bit Link. Were you aware that there were more than 2 power bombs in the seed?
I mean, yeah, there was a third that I had picked up in the back of Gauntlet, and then I died, and I skipped Gauntlet the second time, and then I just never managed to path across another power bomb pack.
I could have swore Gauntlet was just missiles, bombs, and 300 rupees.
I think
It was, yeah.
There were some power bombs in Gauntlet.
Or in the area, at least. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, whatever it was, during that. Oh no, they weren't in Gauntlet. They were in Bomb Chorizo, and I decided not to enact Bomb Chorizo after that.
Really?
Which was probably a mistake, but
I mean,
I was just in.
you got through it, so You got through the silly seed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, our routing would have been a little bit better had I not misread the map on the map check and accidentally labeled Meyer as the pendant instead of Thieves Town.
I
And
mean-
figured
Oh.
that out an hour later. When
I
I
mean,
Oh,
it
no.
it didn't matter for me because I had been to my area before I got Pompos. So
So, so y'all's go mode was essentially, I guess technically it was the ice rod.
Yeah.
But the hammer was really what was blocking most of your progress.
mhm.
And your opponents went to wreck ship a lot earlier,
Yeah.
and that kind of gave them the stuff because wreck ship was ridiculous.
Loaded. You had the Pompos, you had Silvers, you had Wave, you had Hookshot. Yeah. I thought there was one
Yeah.
more thing.
It was just
Space jump?
absurd. Number
Space
Yeah,
jump.
space jump was there, which 64-bit Link was just like, nah, I don't need that.
I mean, we got it so late. It wasn't really. I think he went in and out of Wreck Ship rather than getting the major items.
Yeah, because I mean, basically what happened was I just happened to be in that area of the map, and as soon as I heard Bombos was there and required, I'm like, I'm gonna go to Wreck Ship now to at least get that Infantoon out of the way. And then it just like every single item for a while, you're just like, yep, this is important, this is important, this is important. Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
Luckily,
but
you didn't
attic.
have to go to attic at all, or
yeah.
past that. So you could just go in, grab the stuff in the lower portion, and get the heck out. Yeah, feels good. But yeah, the downside to that was the fact that you found that hammer late, and then you found the ice rod there, meant that you weren't opening anything in Swamp Palace, and that's where the flute was.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you guys had to dig through all of Lower Norfair just to get back to Meyer, which feels less than ideal, but
Yeah.
you
I mean-
managed to pull it off, no problem. Nice little gravity jump, lava dive thing to get through there. 64-bit Link without the space jump.
Yeah. I have to practice my Meridia gravity jumps though. Those took me more tries than they should have. In
Gravity
fact,
jump
like-
is just one of my favorite things. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah. Like I was trying to do the low ice gravity jump to get out the top of Meridia, but I failed it enough times and I wound up kind of going around, and that got me sidetracked away from Wrecked Ship. And
Yeah.
that's why it took so long for us to actually get to Wrecked Ship.
I think.
So, how do you feel about snails?
That is Snail Clip is like one of my least favorite tricks to execute, because it's basically like a pixel perfect alignment of the snail and they never want to cooperate, and I didn't have X-ray either, which kind of helps to make it a little bit nicer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a fun trick to set up, and I don't envy you. This is why I am in the commentary booth and not playing the tournament. But yeah, that was again really well done for everybody. Everybody hit the sub 3 on that, which feels. I mean, I would feel good if I hit the sub 3 on one of these.
Mhm.
Especially since the barrier to entry for the tournament was sub 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. There definitely is that.
It's my team's goal every seed. We make sure we get sub 4.
All right. So, is there anything else you two would like to, or you four would like to talk about, shout out, or anything else before we wrap it up here today?
All I have to say is good luck flipping Ridley against Solsky and Aussie
Oh,
next
yeah.
round.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you just send us a body bag that week. It's fine.
Right.
Goodness.
Yeah, it was exciting winning this one, but you're not winning the next one.
Oh, I think we were fully aware of that once we saw the bracket in the first place.
I think if we can like hit go mode and maybe be within like 20 minutes of them, I'll call that a victory.
Yeah, they are a pretty formidable pair. Let's just put it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah, good luck to you as well next week. Or whatever weeks from now. I don't know.
I don't know. Do we have an opponent?
I don't think so yet. Who's... Yeah, I guess we'll be round 2, and I'm not sure who will be facing the loser of a match that hasn't happened yet. So we're gonna be waiting a while. If I read the bracket correctly, to find out who our next opponent
All right
is.
then.
Just want to say the usual too. Thanks for the commentary. Thanks for the restream. Thanks for the tracking. It's always fun.
Good work, everybody.
Yeah, definitely well done to our trackers as well, Bright Beginner and Sandra's, for dealing with the technology, how the the buttons kind of eat your input sometime. It happens.
Yeah, Ridley still doesn't have the ice rod, so.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Or in the flute, or in screw attack.
Yeah, screw attack in Ice Palace. That was a thing.
I was like, hey, oh look, a heart container. That's nice. Oh, even better. Screw attack.
Yeah.
All right.
I wound up with like very low health for like most of Link to the Past. Like I think by the time I got to GT, I had like a somewhat comfortable max number of hearts, but that didn't prevent me from being at like half a heart a couple times.
Oh, I think we had very low hearts. I was
I think I
at
had
like
8
7,
heart
I think.
green mail.
I had
So,
7 blue
both-
mail.
I think both. Yeah, I thought both of the No Shield crew had 8, from what I remember, but maybe I
had 12.
Yeah, and I believe 64-bit Link had 6.
At one point.
Well, yeah, at one point I eventually got. I think I ended with 10, but.
Oh, okay.
I think like when I first entered the Dark World, I had 5.
But yeah, I definitely remember Flipio going in with 8 hearts green mail. And I'm like, if you take a hug from Ganon, you dead.
I remember getting to Vitreous with half a heart.
Oh god.
Beautiful. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you to all of our runners for putting on an excellent show. Thank you to our trackers, Bright Beginner and Sandra's, and my co-commentator, Jagger G. Thank you so much for joining me today as well.
Yeah, that was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
Yep, that's the plan. And with that, I hope you all have an excellent evening, and I will see you all at a later occasion. I've been Dr. Bob Tastic. Good night, everybody.